The following report contains some disturbing images.
The horrific moment when the crashed plane burst into flames just over the horizon, and then the black smoke starts billowing. From another angle, the eerie sight of debris falling. And closer up, burning wreckage and other charred fragments that have turned these Ukrainian fields into a scene from hell. So how on earth could this have happened? As firefighters and emergency services moved in, locals described what they saw. I heard 2 explosions. I jumped out and saw the smoke, says this man. Everything was black. There was fighting and I heard shooting in the sky, says this man. Several shots and then some loud bang. I was scared. I looked up and saw fragments flying in different directions. In some places, the remnants were twisted and burnt out of recognition. In others, pieces were broken clean off, like this wing, with the clear markings of a Malaysian airliner, and poignant reminders that some of the 295 victims on board, on their way from the Netherlands to Malaysia, were going on holiday.
We do believe that there were British nationals on board the flight. We're currently working through passenger data, cross-checking it and referencing it to establish exactly the numbers and identities of those British nationals. And as soon as we have further information, we will be in contact with the families.
It's still not clear the plane was shot down, but if it was, who did it? For weeks, Russian-backed separatists have been fighting Ukrainian government forces in exactly the part of eastern Ukraine where the crash happened. In Kiev, a visibly shocked Ukrainian president called it an act of terrorism. Other members of his government were more blunt, accusing Russian-backed rebels of shooting the plane down with a Russian surface-to-air missile. In recent days and weeks, the rebels have managed to shoot down several Ukrainian military aircraft, and earlier today, a social media site attributed to a prominent rebel leader did claim they'd downed a Ukrainian army transport plane in the same area. But that's all denied by the Moscow-backed rebels, who argue their fighters don't have the long-range weapons needed. They blame the Ukrainian army. Already, this Ukrainian crisis has plunged Russia's relations with the West into a freeze. Tonight, President Obama spoke to President Putin about it.
The United States will offer any assistance we can to help determine what happened and why. And as a country, our thoughts and prayers are with all the families of the passengers, wherever they call home.
Tonight, reports suggest rebels in eastern Ukraine may call a truce to let an investigation go ahead. Possibly the horror of this crash will achieve a peace that diplomacy has so far failed to bring. But, whatever the cause, it could also widen the abyss and make this spiralling conflict much more dangerous. Bridget Kendall, BBC News.